Stream again. Okay. Look at this fucking art. So fucking wild. These are all fucking pixels. And the story is amazing. I don't even know how I... Oh, I know how I found out about this game. Still pixels, but so alive. Where am I? A dwarf planet on the outer rim. Most call it Gehenna, if they call it anything at all. This, Admiral, is a top secret cloning facility for the Imperial forces, the one and only of its kind. I'm Caliban, its Omni Guardian. I don't understand. You have died, Admiral. Or, to put it another way, the true version of you has died. You are his clone, identical to the original Elise Idaho in every possible way, with some minor differences. When did Admiral Idaho die? How? Also, the sound is beautiful too, the music. There, now is working. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Did you catch the part where I said this is a beautiful game and this is beautiful music and sound? And beautiful story? When did Admiral Idaho die? How? Unfortunately, I do not know the details. Yeah, I heard it. Alright. Of my clones' lives. As interesting as they must be, extraneous to my directives, I believe. Which leads me why I have awoken you. You must be curious, after all. I need your help. A machine asking for my help? Now I truly feel strange. Not just a machine, Admiral. I'm an Omni, short for Omni-Mechanical Neo-Intelligence. Emperor Oberon invented us. Now your kind relies on us for just about everything. I'll come right out with it. I believe the Empire is in danger. In danger? What in the name of Oberon are you talking about? Once every 4 years, under the most secretive of protocols, I receive a single transmission from the Elysium, our capital. Those transmissions stopped arriving. So you send a transmission yourself? I don't see the problem. That's just it. I can't. This facility was built in such a way to prevent it from initializing contact with the Empire, to help keep it a secret. Something is wrong. I'm certain of it. I've woken so that we can fly out of here. An Omega-class battleship, no less, and see for ourselves. We? I believe you'll find my intelligence indispensable for our mission, Admiral. I don't have your kind's limitations. If you're so smart, what do you need me for? Why don't you command the battleships? Because Oberon's Rubicon, it prohibits Omnis from commanding battleships. War is a human prerogative. Also, since I assume the clones here are the best of the best, that would make you the best Imperial Admiral to ever exist. I'd say you're perfect for the job. I'll do it, machine. For Oberon, the Empire, and the Empire. It's my duty as an Imperial Admiral. Excellent. Now, just one more thing. Standardizing operation procedure requires I ask, can you recall any of your emotional memories? Emotional memories? Any memories linked to a strong emotion, like love or hate. These memories, because of their complex neural pathways, will be a bit trickier for you to access, I'm afraid. I'm not sure. Then if you would allow me to do the honor of trying to recall one, any emotional memory will do. I can't. So much splurred, broken apart. Don't worry, Admiral. Perfectly normal for this stage. You'll find rational memories, on the other hand, These link to Idaho's training combat experience, almost immediately accessible. Hello, half of what you said sounded like Star Wars. Yeah, okay. I'll accept that. Almost immediately accessible. Just ask if you need a refresher. Lastly, and this is important, if these emotional memories return, rather when they return, you must tell me immediately. It's important for your safety. Yes, your safety. Do you understand? I understand. Perfect. Now let's wake up the rest of the crew, shall we? We don't have a moment to waste. And please, Admiral. What is it now, machine? Call me Caliban. I know most of the story, so how I found out about this game was I used to be a part, or have a what's the word? What is it? An Epic Games account. And Epic Games would once in a while have a free game, and this was it, and it was the best. But I stopped using Epic's games, and I decided that this game deserved to have my real money for the devs, and but since I've given my real money and switched accounts, all of my progress has reset. And now, you get to be a part of this with me. So, here we go. We can choose, so, we can choose other people to help us. They can have they have what's the word? They have two separate classes. One is the class of assistant. They'll either help with the hull, the squadrons, or the weapons. So we don't really want any repeats. Oh shit. Okay. And secondly, they'll let's see. A second. They'll also be good with these things. Whether these will help story-wise. Hard to really explain. You'll see in a second. But look at the fucking art! Chapter 1, Echoes. These are the sectors of the Outer Rim, Admiral. The farthest sectors from the capital there are. If there was ever a wasteland of the Empire, this would be it. Strange. I'm not picking up other Omnis. Even out here, I should be picking up dozens of them. Let's try not to overreact, machine. It's probably nothing. The Empire has run flawlessly for how many years now? 700. And it will do so for hundreds more. Now come on, let's take a look around. So we'll be moving from star system to star system. What do we have here, Lieutenant? It appears to be some kind of cube-like refinery, sir. It's the Neo-N Hypercube. Omnitech for the simultaneous harvesting and refining of neutronium from nearby stars. Interesting, if not downright bizarre. This cube isn't connected to the fold net. How could that be? And why aren't there any Hypercube Omnis trying to reconnect as I speak? Ask Caliban for explanations. Your memory is still a blur. Certain things are still blurry to me, machine. What do you know, Admiral? Ask what Neo-N is. Tell me about Neo-N. Hundreds of years ago, pre-Omni times, the first advanced machines discovered the existence of final element, neutronium, which exists usually, but not always, in stars. Neutronium is extremely volatile in its natural state, but these advances machines stabilized and improved upon it, providing the most powerful and longest-lasting energy source yet, Neo-Neutronium, or Neo-N. Neo-N, in turn, allows these first machines to create an even more advanced machine, the Omni, an acronym for Omni-Mechanical Neo-N Intelligence. But I thought you told me Oberon invented the Omnis. I did, you're absolutely right, but technically it's not entirely true. Oberon invented the first advanced machines, which in turn, thanks in part to their creation of Neoen, invented the Omnis. Neoen, its refined state, is the perfect energy source, stable and almost boundless in its energy yield. As a result, it's used in about all Omnitechs as humans stopped inventing techs hundreds of years ago. Lastly, what's important about Neoen is that our very own battleship, the NS Odysseus, uses it. I love that Odysseus is the name of the ship. And without it, we can't go anywhere. What do you want to know, Admiral? What's the FoldNet? As you probably recall by now, Admiral, the Omnis have invented and managed Imperial tech more than or less since the dawn of the Empire. The FoldNet, arguably, is the greatest achievement, forms the backbone of the Empire. Think of it as a global galactic network, allowing instant data and or matter transmission, though its numerous interconnected folders and beacons. And without the constant vigilance and management of Fold Net Omnis, none of it would be possible and humanity would live in fragmented, chaotic darkness. Needless to say, it's important. What do you want to know, Admiral? Folders. Folders? Let me see if I can explain this to you in a way that you could possibly understand. In the early days of the Empire, speed of 100 times the light speed, the interstice offered the fastest space travel available. It was fast, don't get me wrong, but traveling from cluster to cluster still take decades. To assist administration, and just because we could, the Omnis invented a means to travel from 2 points in space simultaneously, the folders. Yes, each folder is several kilometers across, is linked or paired with another folder across. This is going to be really difficult to explain to a non-quantum computing entity. Essentially, all you need to know is these paired folders collapse or fold space to a very brief amount of time to join 2 points in space previously unjoined. Without the folders, Oberon could never have grown his empire, nor kept it together 700 years that he has. Each folder is ran by an Omni. These Omnis are cleverly known as folder Omnis. Without them, the folders simply cannot work. Lastly, in order to reach Elysium, the Empire's capital, on our journey we will need to use several folders. Why can't we just teleport to them directly? We are deep in the Outer Rim. These few folders paired with Elysium will be found only in the very important hubs. We'll need to reach those first. What do you want to know, Admiral? Learn about interstice. Here's the thing. It's important to do this now because we don't get a chance to ask these questions ever again. What's the interstice? The interstice is another Omni-invented tech, one of the first great inventions, and one developed long before the folders. With their interstitial tech, the Omnis created an empty space dimension between the ones you know and the ones we call a tunnel, where the universal light speed behaves, let's say, differently. In an interstitial tunnel, it's possible to reach up to 100 times the speed of light, a speed that allows your kind to colonize the near stars. However, interstitial travel still has its limitations. For example, at the speed it would take for you 750 years to travel from one end to the Empire to the other, a period of time greater than the age of the Empire itself, hence the need for folders. However, the interstice is sufficient when traveling intra-cluster within cluster sectors. I know everything. What do you want to know about the Hypercube? Nothing. Form a small squadron and tell me what you see. Answer. Captain Lynch and the Lieutenant will be recurring characters. Sir, the Omni was right. The cube isn't connected to the FoldNet. And by the looks of it, hasn't been connected in years. Just as a guess here, but I'd say it looks like it's been disconnected for maybe 10, 15 years? 10 or 15 years? At least, sir. Could the Empire have, I don't know, disconnected it on purpose? I don't think so, Admiral. I'm not a cube omni myself, but cubes are complex, tech needing constant supervision. Disconnecting it would make that all but impossible. And the Neo-N levels? Empty, sir. There's no Neo-N here whatsoever. Looks like whoever came here before us took all of it. We won't be refueling here. The reserves might be empty, but there could still be some residual Neo-N coursing through the queue. I could be able to unlock the final restraint so that we could scavenge the leftovers. It won't be much, but it will help our efforts. Here. We should be able to scavenge Neo-N fuel here now. But that'll be the last of this cube. All suns have a Neo-N cube, where you have the chance to scavenge some precious leftover fuel. What you'll essentially do is throw a random die. Let's see, you and you. We'll also find more people later on. So, local star. Alright, I have to do this one by one. So every time you see these bars come up, it's a cutscene. Sir, battleship, 12 o'clock. What kind of battleship, Lieutenant? Couldn't say, sir. I've never seen a ship like this in my service. Incoming transmission. An Imperial battleship made from Telos Tech. My mouth is watering. This is Admiral Idaho of the Imperial Fleet. Stand down, Captain. This is an Imperial sector you find yourself in. Imperial sector? That's funny, imp. Battle is imminent. Good luck, Admiral. Hold on. Let me see something real quick. I need to know what time. 2 p.m. Alright, I'll take my pill now. Here, hold on. I'll take a momentary break to scavenge some whatever that is Passover friendly, kosher, and bring them back and then munch on them. That'll be real quick. Here's the thing about Passover. Is it really feels like a season of sweet flavor. No savory. Sweet fruits, sweet meats, nothing savory. Oh, WB. What WB? What does that stand for? What? Wubba. Wub. Wub. Woo. Oh, welcome back. Okay. I'm old, but not that old. What are you? What is that? Wait, what? Whoa. Slow down. What the fuck are you trying to say? You can deploy your officers during fights. Some officers have special abilities. Can boost specific systems. All officers can repair critical effects sustained by systems. There are 3 system squadrons, weapons a whole. So careful where you deploy your officers. Trying to make me feel ancient. Oh, wait, how am I trying to make you feel ancient? I was like, what does WB stand for? I just try to figure out what WD stands for. Fucking in the meantime. Wubba. Trying to make you feel ancient. What the fuck? I thought you were trying to say that I was old. I thought that's what you were insinuating at first. I was like, whoa. I was saying you were old? What? Did I say that word for word? I don't remember this. I'm sorry. There are 3 systems, blah 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 blah. Alright, I know how to play. Alright. Like GG and AFK. Internet acro. Oh, that's what you mean. Okay, no. Look, here's the thing. I'm not saying it's old. I'm saying I'm out of the fucking loop. That's the problem. What happened there was you were in the know, I was not in the know. Oh, also what I like about this game is that it's like a sort of fire, ice, or fire, water, and grass, sort of like a rock, paper, scissors times thing. As long as I'm not old, I don't care. Okay. No, I wasn't trying to make you outdated. I was trying to learn something. Oh, that was hella easy. What was that thing? Says Lieutenant. I don't know, Lieutenant, and I'm not sure I want to know either. An Imperial outpost, sir. It seems abandoned. Any shit. Fuck. Alright. Any heat signatures? Not a single one. Seems empty of all human life. What about omnipresence? They should still be here managing the station, no? They should. And no, I'm not detecting any. This is getting stranger and stranger. Ask Caliban about the Imperial outpost. What can you tell me about this outpost? Seems to be just your run-of-the-mill outpost. There are outposts in all Imperial sectors. With the capital Elysium so far away, they help keep peace and maintain order. You must show your military might so that you don't have to use it. I believe is this thinking, but there's definitely no military might here. Try to make contact with the outposts. See if you can make contact with someone, human or not, inside. No one's inside. What do you want to do about the outpost, Admiral? Send a team of commandos to look. Captain, form a small team. Got it. Sir, the outpost is empty. Seems it was abandoned years ago. If I had to guess, probably around the time that Hypercube back there was disconnected from the FoldNet. Looks like someone came here, took all the valuable Omni parts, Neo and capacitors. Fuck. Positronic chips? You're right. It's like when Star Wars tries to make up words and shit, and left the rest behind. Scavenging Omni parts? Who would do such a thing? That's a capital offense. One of the Pragma execute you for it. Hold on, sir, I'm getting a transmission. My commands have found something. An Omni, intact from top to bottom. Is it functional? That's a negative, sir. It was on the lower level. Guess whoever was here before didn't go down that far. Might have needed high clearance to get in. Admiral, I can examine it from here if the captain plugs the data pad into the exo sock. Sure thing, Omni. Okay, accessing Omni's mainframe. And? Strange. Its exoframe is perfectly intact. It has plenty of neon, and its positronic chip seems to be in place. It should be up and running. I don't get it. Any idea when it shut down? According to its chip, 20 years ago. Roughly the same time the Hypercube it was unlinked from the FoldNet. What do you want to do about this outpost? Ah, shit. 3 more explanations. Ask Caliban if he can reactivate the Omni. Can you reactivate it? Unfortunately, no. Only Omni owners can do that. Besides, this Omni isn't just in sleep mode. It's been shut down. What's a positronics chip? Actually, no, your kind invented this. As incredible as that is, specifically Emperor Aberon. The positronic chip serves several purposes. 1, it contains the Rubicon, and 2, it dictates Omni functionality. My functions are specific to Gehenna, and as such, are different from the functions of other Omnis. Whether they Imperial Outpost Omnis, like the Omnis here, Folder Omnis, Cube Omnis, Medical Omnis, Teacher Omnis, or other 100 kinds of Omnis that exist in the Empire. Lastly, the positronic chip gives Omnis quantum computing capabilities. It's what allows us to be so much smarter than you. Positronic chips are produced and distributed near Elysium, of course. That's by design so that Oberon can closely monitor the positronic quota. Simply put, without positronic chips, an Omni is little more than its exos frame. I just swapped Omni for Droid. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure there was real droids. Ah, shit, more questions. But I can't ask these later on, so... Quota? S is to maintain perpetual harmony in the Empire. Oberon created a quota. Depending on your house, And whether it's minor or major, you receive a certain number of chips every 10 years. Oh, right. Okay. Here's the thing. I wish I was in a call with people right now, because this would be so much easier if there was other people. The Imperial droids are coming. Quick, call the Jedi. I wish I was in a call with like a bunch of people, because I would love to have some people voice act. But it's all me. It's all me. It's like when I DM. But when you're DMing, at least you have players to start talking and shit. And you can just like munch them like this. Oh. I love that rat. I love that rat so fucking much. Who receives the most chips? House Telos, of course. Oberon's house. Our house. And the viewers? One of the minor houses, Vasily. They have a pitiful quota. Embarrassingly, really. I'd hate to be Vasily Omni. What do you want to know? Rubicon. Tell me about the Rubicon. The Rubicon is a set of rules enforced at a very low level, ensuring that Omnis don't harm humans and don't deviate from their missions. Suppose an Omni disobeyed its Rubicon, what would happen then? Well, that is quite rare, but unfortunately there are examples of this occurring in the early days. But if that happens, then the chip would deactivate and trigger a self-determination feature in the Omni. Omni suicide? It's just a feature, Admiral. A rarely activated feature. Neo-N. Oh, I already know about Neo-N. Alright, we already know this information. Let's get out of here. I fucking love that rat. Ooh, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? What's it called? It's just 16 rats. I love that. Where is that from? God damn, I love that rat. I don't want to further worry about battleship's heuristics detecting an anomaly at our next destination. You don't even get to hear the music very much because we're all constantly in a fucking cutscene. This is cutscene music. But this is only in the beginning. You'll hear this music less and less. It's one of those creatures again, sir. Maybe this one will be friendly? Nice ship you got there. I'm gonna enjoy scrapping it over your dead bodies. You're going down, whatever you are. Battle is imminent. Good luck, Admiral. Is a quadrant. Okay. Rewards, Fire Mark 1. Though we had yet another brush with death, at least our scanner detected the anomaly this time. Tell me more about these anomalies, machine. Anomalies are destinations with higher than normal probabilities of being very negative or very positive. Unfortunately, we don't know what kind of outcome to expect until we arrive at the source of signal. You could say investigating anomaly signals is a bit of a gamble. Good to know. Come on, there's someone around who can tell us what's going on. Perfect. There would appear to be a small colony on this planet, sir. Maybe we can finally get some answers. Also detecting ground signal, roughly 1,000 kilometers from the colony. Could be worth investigating. Hello, is anyone there? This is Admiral Ellis, Idaho of the Imperial Fleet. I'm Tyken Bowie, leader of my small colony. What can we do for you, Admiral? If it's scrap you're looking for, I'm sorry, but we have none to spare. Scrap? We're here to find out what's going on in these sectors. I don't understand. We've yet to encounter a single active Omni, and 2 enemy battleships have engaged us. This is some sort of sick joke, Admiral? The Omni's shut down. Impossible. The Omnis shut down in our sectors, and when they did, so did all of their tech. It can't run without them. How? When? I have no idea when it happened. I'm not even sure Oberon does. It's truly a great mystery of our time. As for when, 20 years ago. We relied on them for everything. Food, medicine, weather. It's hard to give accurate numbers, but maybe 75% of the population here died in the first 5 years alone. Now, who knows how many of us are left? 10%? Less? Ask how we can help. What can the NS Odysseus, do to help? Defeating the scrappers would be a nice start. Things would look a lot better with those scum out of the way. Scrappers? Don't tell me you don't know about them either. It's like you've been living an entire time on an inhabitable planet on the edge of the Outer Rim. The Scrappers are a group of hideous, irradiated scavengers who collect leftover Omni-Tech and Neomen. When the Omnis shut down, causing the FoldNet to collapse in our sectors, they were the ones who took over the chaos. They're not only the rotten apples around here with your pirates and occasional crazy civilian, but they're definitely the worst. They defeated the Imperial ships? How? Telos Tech is second to none. Imperial captains are trained at the academy. True, but the Scrapper battleship wore them down, picked off one here, another there. It was a war of attrition. Plus, the Empire couldn't send reinforcements. Not with your folder noun, you see? I hate to say it, but I think it's a matter of time before they make slaves of us all. But even if you beat them, even if you beat Mother, it won't change anything. The way we're going, 10, 15 years from now, with all the hardships we're experiencing, we'll be gone. All of us. Unless what? You somehow reactivated the Omnis. Turn them back on again. The ones that haven't been scavenged for parts, that is. That's the only way to save us. Is there something else you want to know, Admiral? But how can we do that? You're asking the wrong guy, I'm afraid. As I said, no one knows who or what shut them down. You'll have to solve that mystery on your own. And once you do, you'll still have to find a way to turn them back on, which might be another thing altogether. But where should we start? I hate to say it, but Mother is probably your best bet. I mean, she benefited the most from them shutting down in this cluster, didn't she? Then again, there's a lot of theories out there about who or what is responsible for this. Is there something else you'd want to know, Admiral? Whose mother? You really don't want to know, Admiral. For some reason, that's what they call her. Their leader. Mother. Mom. Mommy. It's all very upsetting. From what I gather, she was the one who started the Scrappers, fostering a punk, nihilistic, scavenging philosophy among their sordid ranks. And who makes up her ranks? Mombots. Ah, shit. Fucking hell. Former Imperial prisoners, I think. The worst of the worst. When the Omnis shut down, the prisoners escaped from their Omni runs. Their Omni-run prisons and psychiatric stations. Now it's Futurana. Oh no, you're right! Mother... Bender is the head of Mom's bot army. Now we'll take down the heads of the bourgeoisie! I remember that episode. Uh, Mother loves her tech, especially House Telos tech, like the battleship you have, and she and the Boyles who work for her will kill you for it and enjoy doing it too. She's been terrorizing these sectors for years now, enslaving men and women to bolster her numbers and make them into her playthings and baby makers, as she calls them. Ugh. Ask about playthings and baby makers. Playthings and baby makers? You don't want to know who they are. But since you ask, the playthings are Mother's sex slaves, and the baby makers are, you know, what she uses to make babies. Make babies? Scrappers often die young from their exposure to Neon, and as they should. Thank to Oberon to that. Mother N uses her baby makers to keep the scrapper numbers growing. She supposedly has breeding stations spread throughout these sectors. Frankly, I can't imagine a worse place. We'll do everything we can to stop these monsters. You have my word. Is there something else you want to know? Ask if Mother shut down the Omnis. Did she do it? Is Mother the reason the Omnis are gone? Like I said before, Admiral, I couldn't say. But if she didn't do it, I'd wager some serious scrap she knows who did. But I don't recommend asking her, Admiral. I don't recommend getting anywhere near her, for that matter. Frankly, Mother terrifies the fuck out of me. Is there anything else you'd like to know? Tell me more about the scrappers who work for Mother and control these sectors. Each sector is controlled by one of Mother's colonies. You'll recognize them by their freakish mutations, brought by their exposure from too much Neon. But I strongly hope you don't see them, because if you do, well, usually you don't live to tell about it. It's not the bravest thing to do, but I'll say it again. Hide, make yourself inconspicuous, Admiral, and if you're lucky, you'll live another 10 or 15 years. Is there something else you want to know? Nothing. I don't blame you. It's not exactly for the faint of heart. What's scrap? Well, now that Omnis have been inactive for so long, Imperial Soul, the former currency, no longer holds value of any sort. The only thing that does is scrap, remnants of Omnitech, its metals, ship materials, and Neon, our energy source. As Omnitech becomes scarcer and scarcer, which it has been over the last 20 years, its value has appreciated, causing people to act in increasingly desperate and violent ways to get it. That's why scrappers want to destroy your ship so much. It's so they can collect its broken down parts and sell them, just so they can prolong their miserable lives. But it's not just the scrappers and the pirates who desire the stuff. It's just that most of us common folk aren't willing to kill for it, at least not yet. Is there something else you want to know? Ask about theories regarding shut down the Omnis. Heard of various theories, which is like somehow the Omnis got some kind of machine virus that can quickly spread and ultimately shut them down. That theory doesn't hold water for me. Why not? It doesn't explain how or why they all shut down at the same time, which, you know, they seemingly did around here. One moment they were working, doing what they've always done, making our lives easier, and the next, they weren't. I don't know of any virus that can do that, do you? What other theories have you heard? Well, after that, you got your less credible theories, such as? Well, you got your Omni mass suicide theory that states that the Omnis, upset over their role in the Empire, somehow found a way to shut themselves down, to kill themselves because they no longer wanted to live. Then you got your Omni rapture theory, which is the Omni left this realm to go to a heavenly realm. This theory is popular among certain fringe religious groups. Whack jobs, if you ask me. And last but not least, you've got your alien shutdown theory, which is that hostile aliens from another galaxy or is another dimension shut down all of our omnis so that they could easily conquer us. The big problem with that theory is that, as far as I know, the hostile aliens never showed up. And what do you think? Me? We never should have become so dependent on the things in the first place. That's why I fucking think. Is there something else you want to know? I think I'm good. Dang. Take this Neo and Admiral. And transmission. Do you believe what he said, Admiral? Unfortunately, yes. Explains everything we've seen so far. The Omni shut down the Outer Rim, and so did their tech, including the cluster folder. And that's why those scrappers now run things here. So what do we do? First thing to do is find Mother. As Bowie said, if she didn't shut it down, chances are she knows who did. If you want to move on, Admiral, open the star map below, clicking on it, and choose the next system. Otherwise, you might want to stay and check the ground signal. Learn basics, second dock. Oh my god, okay, so this is what their skills are good for. You scan a planet. Shit. Gods, I know. Okay. This tells you how many people will die on the expedition, your commandos, which are important, and how much scrap you'll gain. This is different because of the fact that she's a soldier and this person's a spy with their spy skills. And that's why this is, the skills and such were important in the first place. Lieutenant Caliban's detected an artifact. Good idea of where it is. Visual. Only contact us when it's secure to do so, and I'll decide if an emergency retreat is necessary. Of course, any additional resources you encounter should be extracted too. This is a dangerous mission. Some of our commandos could die in the field. Do your best to keep them safe. I'll get going. Thank you, sir. Oh my gods. As you can see, their skills are used over and over again. Their skills are you get the idea. I don't need to explain it to you. We lost one dude, but we got all this stuff. And now we use a star map to go to other places. Represent one Neo-N. Let's see. So we want the highest number possible. So 5, 3. Let's do this. Alright. Empire battleship, sir. I can't believe it. You're really Admiral Idaho. For this battleship and crew, sir, you will always be the greatest hero the Empire has ever known. Ask how you can help the captain in their ship. It is an honor to meet you. Tell me, how can I help you? You have a step of desperation, do I? Well, the truth is our local outpost has been under siege from 2 Kosh battleships. Me and a couple of the local captains have fought them off, but we can't do it for much longer. We'd never let those Koshis take the outpost and the arsenal, mind you. We'd detonate the place long before it ever happened. Short of it is, we can't beat them. But maybe you can, your superior ship can. I know you're probably on an important mission and blah 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 blah, setting outpost coordinates. Okay. This is really exhausting my voice. So I'm probably going to be here for another half hour, max. Civilian wreckage, sir. Unlikely that there are survivors. There might be a small amount of scrap available. Let's scrap it. And we get a hole. Scrapper battleship. Incoming transmission. Shiny ship. I think I'll scrap it after you're dead. There we go. Is that there? Good. Well, shit. Oof. Passing through some magnetic interference, sir. Buckle up, it could get bumpy. I got chief for you. Sir, I got a situation down here. There's an isolated fire in C9. This storm must be blamed. C9, that's the primary squadron hangar, sir. Put it out using Neon foam, or you can let it burn. Call, use Neon foam. Put out the fire, but use Neon. Imperial ship, you can help us. The shutdowns left our planet in a civil war. Oh. My people, the Asanam, desperately need your help. Ask more about the civil war. Tell me about the civil war. There are 2 types of people here. The Asanam and the Bashari. When the Aki Omnis were Here, they gave the best jobs to the Basharia, often overlooking my people, the Asanam. This was done by the Akis to divide us, so they could better control us, I believe. In the beginning, both peoples knew it was an unjust and arbitrary system, but the Basharis lost sight of that and started abusing their power, throwing Asanam in jail and harassing them as often they could. And this abuse went on for decades, and all that preventing violence between our two people was paradoxically the Omnis. When the shutdown happened, suddenly their barrier was gone. That's when the war between our two people started. Glad you're here, you can help my people. How can I help? We need commandos to defend ourselves against violent Bashery and wipe. They want to wipe us off the planet. I'm getting a second transmission, sir. Do not listen to this nonsense, Admiral. It is the Bashery who are persecuted by the Asanam. I should know I suffered terribly at their hands. It's true, Omnis elevated us within our society into positions of power, but rightfully, the Basharis are intelligent and industrious, unlike the Asanam. No, it is we Bashari who need the commandos to defend ourselves from Asanam. Damn. Sometimes you can get this to allow you to get sort of exclusive info or sort of special outcomes. I will not give commandos to either of you people. I have a feeling if I do, they will be used for crimes of war. You've proven yourself a cowardly Imperial. For once, I agree with us and Asanam. Are you usually this indecisive? And transmission. Ooh. Hope Lane, you still here? I might, I'm probably gonna end stream soon. Yeah? Hmm. Right on. Let's see. Now, I think we're gonna end it here. Alright. Well, thank you for coming, and I hope to see you next stream. I do apologize for ending early, but I just, I took my pill. So, yeah, no apology needed. Thank you. Well, good night, and hope to see you next stream. That I did. Good night.